The word known as op is anyone in competition or against you. You can typically find the word used in any rap song referring to their opponent as this quote-unquote op. No one knows how it got popular. The word itself originates originally from Chicago. And let's be honest, nothing good originates from Chicago other than Chief Keef. I mean, this video right here should be the deterrent of anyone ever wanting to go there.
Hey, does anyone want to come over to my house and— Oh, I forgot! You can't come to my house because no one can ever come to my house because I live in a middle place between world and time. I'm just kidding, guys. I live in the old city of Chicago.
And the comments just prove the average mind of a Chicago citizen. I just know it's gripping. Gripping like a new wall outlet. The old grip of 87. Sadly, they're still the most sane people from Chicago. So in this video, I want to cover the biggest ops in fiction and really just human history. Niggas that had a target on them at all times due to their actions. I'll try my best not to spoil a lot about the characters, but if you really just don't want to be spoiled, skip the segment. Now, we'll first start off with talking about Swiper. I feel like everyone knows Dora at this point, so it's a good thing to start off with. This man, Swiper, was the absolute definition of an op. No matter how many times he got ran off by the plug, aka Dora, he would still come back for some more action. We would see this man in every goddamn episode of Dora trying to hit a lick on Dora and Boots for the most random miscellaneous items they had. I never want anyone to hate me as bad as Swiper hates Dora. This man always knew where Dora was no matter the location. She gotta turn off her Find My iPhone location or something. It could be the forest and he was there somehow. The beach and he was there somehow. The desert and he was there somehow. Bro even popped out in the live action movie. Speaking of the live action movie. Now look, I usually don't have celebrity crushes or anything like that, but the actress for full grown Dora? God damn! She can take my soul and ruin my life. Be me tell Pope and I'll still be blessed in life. Moving back to the video though. I mean, what type of menace do you have to be to rob a 7-year-old girl every day? Like, bro, go find something else to do with your life. I mean, I like robbing kids too, but it gets boring after a while. I just know for a fact Swiper's on EDP timing, because there ain't no way he's just obsessed with this little girl every single day. Like, bro, look what he just stole. You're telling me you couldn't find a cookie anywhere else? Swiper, she is an 8-year-old girl. Just let her eat the fucking cookie. But something that really pissed me off in this show is how 99% of the time, whenever Swiper went to go swipe something, all Dora had to say to stop him is, Swiper, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping. Then all of a sudden on the third time of her saying it, he just decides it's a good time to be a model citizen and walks away from it. Watching this as a kid, it made no sense to me. I mean, it's not like she had any blades or straps on her. All she's doing is putting her hands up and telling you to stop. Like, bro, come on, everyone knows no means yes. Homie, you're a full-grown fox with a do-rag on. And you're telling me you're scared of a 7-year-old girl with a noggin shaped like Hey Arnold? Just tear her head off and take the shiz. That's why I was always happy whenever he successfully swiped something. And my mom always thought there was something wrong with me whenever I cheered when he swiped something. Like, nah, I was just happy seeing him win what he did. Now, the next op I want to talk about is Thanos. Another person that everyone knows about now due to Fortnite. It's like how Fortnite put on this other show called Dragon Balls, I think, or something. I never heard of it until Fortnite, to be honest. But anyways, I love Thanos. I still think to this day that Thanos was never wrong. I mean, when you really think of it, what was his goal at the end of the day? His final goal was to get rid of the universe and make a new one that will always be grateful for what they have. Am I going to 100% die? Yes. But it's for the greater good, I mean, come on. Seeing society now just makes me dwell on this decision still. Taking one scroll on Twitter should make anyone want to side with Thanos. Just imagine a world without Twitter. You're telling me you wouldn't want to live there? Also, Thanos does not get given enough credit for how many times he clutched himself. First he had Loki come for him, then the Hulk, Pop, then his own daughter, then the rest of the Avengers and extra people. Like, bro, after all that, he still managed to erase half of humanity in Infinity War. This is what you call a top op. Someone who so many people hate it and are an enemy of, but they still succeed in life. They gotta shove their image everywhere down your throat because you can't escape them. Moving on to the next op we got is Candace from Phineas and Ferb. Now, I've already expressed my disdain for Candace in my Cartoon Sims video, so I'll civilly express my opinions on her in a calm manner once again. Candace is a stupid ass bitch. I still don't like her ass. This is the first person in this video that truly has me heated. I've never seen someone so opposed to just shutting the hell up until I saw Candace. Like, the amount of L's Candace has taken in her life is kind of wild. First off, she literally has no type of friends. Like, why do you guys think we always saw Stacy and her together? Because that was the only actual proof of a friend she ever had. They had to plaster Stacy in every single scene just so we could believe that Candace had some type of friend. Second off, she was so obsessed with spying on this man Jeremy. If this was a man spying on a girl, then he would be in jail. Showing up to his job to take photos of him, sleeping next to a picture of him, and even making a jello figure of him. I mean, what type of double standards are these? But all of a sudden it's bad when I sit outside of my crush's house at night to make sure she's sleeping okay and steal some of her hair follicles so I could have some of her DNA? It's unfair! Also, imagine being Phineas and Ferb, practically being the smartest humans who have ever existed, building the best inventions humanity has ever laid eyes on at 10 years old, a teleportation device to take you anywhere, a hyper-realistic virtual world to live in, a time machine to take you at any time in the future and past, only for your sister to be jealous and try to snitch on you. Like, do you have anything else better to do? You are literally 15 years old, Candace. Just do normal things a 15-year-old 15-year-old girl would do nowadays. Like, what do 15-year-old girls do nowadays? I don't know, post a picture on your Instagram account saying Andrew Tate's a misogynist or something. But I think who's actually a worse op than Candace is Phineas and Ferb's mom. Because although Candace failed to snitch 99.9% of the time, the one time she actually did successfully snitch and their mom found out, she immediately sent them to a military reform school. Like, bro, if I walked into any of my kids building any of these amazing inventions in my backyard at that barely has any space, I would be proud as hell. But no, she had to get worked up and sent them away to some random ass school. I mean, I just gotta feel bad for Phineas and Ferb at this point. If I had that type of intellect at 10 years old, I am not listening to anybody. Mom could just catch these bullets at that point. Now, the next op I want to move on to is someone who I can fully relate to in every single way of their being. Homelander. With a name like Homelander, I truthfully thought he was going to be a trash ass character. But oh boy, was I wrong. This man is the top op of literally everyone in this universe. He moves strings in the show like a puppet master that's been doing it for years. I can't remember a time where this man truthfully has had a relationship with someone and kept it stable the entire time with them. He's always on the verge of going insane over some little mundane action happening in life. I mean, what type of person do you know that came to save someone who was going to not alive themselves, made them successfully not want to anymore, and still made them jump off a building? Man is out of his mind. Also, there was that time bro literally almost killed A-Train over him getting some Shake Shack. Like, what if I wanted some Shake Shack? Am I dead now? But that's what makes a villain good. If a villain doesn't have a list of crimes the size of a 1,000-page book report, then I don't want to hear it. The only L he really took in the entire show is falling for Stormfront's musty ass. This show just kind of proved I can still never trust any woman with this type of hair. Anyways, the next hop we got is none other than Green Goblin. You can't tell me that Willem Dafoe was not made for this role. Everything down from the drip to the acting was absolutely perfected. And no offense, but his face kind of looks like a goblin, so it works out. But man, Green Goblin was an absolute menace. His whole personality was literally just built on being a menace. Like, what seriously gave this man the audacity to just start killing people? Before Spider-Man No Way Home came out, I remember I decided to catch up on all the movies. And when watching the OG Spider-Man movie, there was just so many scenes that were wild. I remember specifically watching when he invaded the festival with citizens in it and decided to throw a pumpkin bomb at these random businessmen, which literally disintegrated them from their skeletons. And I was just standing there after the scene like, why? What did those businessmen do to get targeted like that so I'm not a target like that? Man was just killing anyone because he wanted to. I respect it. His switch-ups were always so insane too. Like when he switched up in No Way Home, I was shocked as hell. I expected it to happen, but that didn't stop my jaw from dropping the moment he did it. Green Goblin isn't given enough credit either for how much he manipulates people. In No Way Home, this man convinced all the villains after chilling at Spider-Man's house for a day, eating his food, drinking his water, staring at Aunt May's fine ass, and them actively wanting to be cured of their evilness, just for Green Goblin to open his mouth for 5 minutes and they're like, you know what, I think it's time to dip. Like, I don't know what happened between the 5 minutes of him talking and him not, but all of a sudden everyone decided it was just a good time to stay evil and dip. Like, bro, y'all niggas are gullible as hell. Now the next op I want to move on to is Mr. Crocker, aka how every moderator at Twitch HQ looks like. This man Mr. Crocker really dedicated his entire life to catching beings that he didn't even know were real or not. I mean, granted he was right, but still, even if I knew something like aliens existed and I kept chasing it but couldn't find proof, I'm giving up personally because I'm just too lazy to figure it out. I'll leave it up to the conspiracy theorists on TikTok. I mean, it had to get annoying at some point for this man Mr. Crocker. He was in his 40s worrying about a 10-year-old kid with a pink hat. I mean, Timmy already had his own struggles. First off, he was ugly as shit. Second off, Timmy already had to worry about his horrible parents. Third off, you had Vicky trying to literally kill him in his own house. And now you add on top of that, Mr. Crocker's demented ass trying to hunt the only people that give him happiness in the universe. And why was it normalized for this man to have seizures in any environment of the show? Saying fairy godparents while spasming in every which way, which has never been seen. The mental hospital should have been took this man in. Which is why I don't really blame Timmy for acting the way he did all the time. Everyone likes to say he's selfish or selfless, but look at the people trying to ruin his life. Even his parents don't like him. So don't be surprised in the future when he wishes for world domination. Now the next op we've got on this list is Madara. Now look, okay, Naruto was never my favorite anime. I may have even called him mid a couple times. And we're not even gonna talk about whatever the hell is going on with Boruto. Bro has the CapCut logo tattooed on him. But I've got to give props due where it's due. This man Madara was a beast. He was an op of the entire world. Like literally no one liked him. Then he said, okay, y'all don't like me? Take me on 100,000 v1. Which he still managed to beat the brakes out of every person one by one. The whole crowd just started flying out like 4th of July fireworks. I mean, he seriously was him. He was that guy. He also managed to gain every one of his strongest abilities back in some way. But look, I don't want to talk about Madara too much because everyone knows his top op behavior. Let's get to the real top op of human fiction. He goes by a couple of names. Moff Gideon from The Mandalorian, Dan Edgar from The Boys. But let's be real. Everyone knows this man as Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. Gus Fring is the smoothest and cleanest man that has ever walked this earth. I know I say this a lot, but this man had everyone fooled in the show. What type of guy do you know that runs a multi-fast food restaurant chain in the daytime and a multi-billion-dollar meth company at night while still managing to be dripped out in the finest pantaloons at all times? No one. You can't think of anyone. It was really just the way he dealt with people that got to me in the show. Like when he planned to kill his op and had a call with him right before it happened. And as he sends people to murder his op, he just sits on the phone waiting to them, just having some playful talk, and he knows what's about to happen. And then while the other guy's getting murdered on the phone, he just sits there like,
you know what I'm saying? That's tough! You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying nothing.
Then this absolute mad lad just breaks the phone and walks back to his job like nothing happened. Also, I'll never forget when this man ingested poison drinks just to get his revenge on Don Alato. He got his get back by all means he had to, so I respect it. Man was like, I'll either get my get back or I'll die. Then the other time when someone just started sniping the head of Gus's men like it's Call of Duty. So Gus was like, alright then, try that same thing with me, mofo. Walks out with his arms fully extended while this man is just sniping at him. And dude was like, you know what? I can't F with this man, he's too crazy, I'm out of here. That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT! He was just such an intimidating presence whenever he was on screen. It's like the same thing with Homelander, you don't know when they're gonna snap. And that's what makes them scary. Everyone knows the quietest and calmest people have the worst snaps ever. So overall, those are my top ops in fiction so far. I really could have just named this villains, but that's kind of too boring. Here are some honorable mentions though. Eve from Adam and Eve. Shawty should have never ate the apple. Michelle Obama. You know what you did. And lastly, Caillou. I don't know, I just want to smack his bald head. But you guys already know what to do. Follow my Instagram and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.